out here was that I needed to really bring it from the center outward. There's a totally different style of reading these cards that's coming into play. I hope you're having a great day. Um, I'm just gonna really just sort of discourse it to you. I'm just the channel, right? The medium. They've got a lot to say. They've been talking pretty much for most of the day. Things are moving in a very different fashion right now, especially because you got to remember it's a political year. So that has a tendency to change the overall energy within the dynamic of the collective overall, right? There's more, how can you say, like furiously busy energy. There's also a lot more conversational energy and rhetoric that goes on during this type of a season, if you will. So it's the season of a lot of people talking, a lot of people wanting to establish things for their own best interest and for the best interest of others. So there's a lot of a strong cross community dynamic, and a lot more conversational energy leads to a lot more of a lifted energy, a higher vibrational energy, people communicating, people connecting with people for whatever the reason, purpose, and or end all goal is. So your guides are saying that this has brought up a lot of energy within the spiritual realms for them to start communicating to you in a higher vibration and a lot more regularly. So you should be getting more downloads if you are a channeler. You will also be getting a lot more messages, especially if you're a shaman. You're going to be finding yourself doing a lot more work with chants and tonalities. If you're a musician of any sort, you may be working sort of like more tribal rhythms and tonalities and percussions into your work to give it more of a natural flair and or flavor. The same thing goes with artists who may be working in lighter tones and lighter materials and mediums, as opposed to, I'm talking to your visual artists out here, or stage artists, as opposed to set designers, things of that nature, even fashion design. You might be working in lighter materials, lighter modalities, lighter mediums than you've been previously. Okay, so that's the opener. There's some sort of prediction that's about to come through. It involved a robe, the state of abundance. Someone had been awake in the past. This was some sort of previous incarnation. The letter V and S may be involved. There's been some recent predictions that have discovered this situation. There was a want for abundance that was thought to be brought through in via a robe. I'm getting Joseph and the magical Technicolor Dreamcoat, right? So he was a prophet. He was definitely somebody who wore special robes that was actually disclosed in scriptures and tales and myths, whatever way you look at that particular interesting metaphor that's being brought forth. And there's some sort of prediction about a scorpion getting some sort of a curse. Um, so if one was to actually, this is actually the center of the reading. As you can see here, there's some sort of a curse upon this scorpion because of some sort of divine gender agenda that was in, I didn't mean to say gender, but maybe gender isolation, gender, like gender prejudice is what I'm hearing. There's something for you. That's a new one in my book. All right, so there's some sort of gender prejudice going on, and you've got the pink here, which represents the heart chakra, but it would actually represent a girl in old traditional, like, boy-girl dynamics. You do, like, blue for a boy, girl, pink for a girl, yellow if you weren't really sure what you were going to have, right? But, most parents leaned one way or another in direction. But that's back then. That's not what I'm actually addressing here. It's just looking like the gender bending agenda or whatever this is as far as this prejudice is going against women, girls in some sort of a way. There's definitely a body involved, and your guides are saying that yes to whatever your question or intuitive insight is giving you because you're moving in your heart chakra. If you feel like there's some sort of a curse upon you, Scoops, or upon your family, you should probably do some sort of a cord cutting metaphor or some sort of a cord cutting meditation. I have a bunch of them in my playlist. It's like DNA cord with the scissors in the middle of it. That's a cord cutting playlist, and it works for everything. It's not just for romantic connections. It could definitely break a bloodline curse or some sort of a curse that might be upon your particular clan over something about women. So that's pretty deep, and I didn't expect to go there. So now I'm going to pull myself out of that particular zone. So whoever's involved with that, you know the deal and you know what to do. You'll be fine. You can break that curse on your bloodline. So the devil is chasing a scorpion is the way that it opened up today. I don't know what the scorpion was about. I don't know what the scorpion was trying to attempt. I don't know what the situation is that's involved here, but there's something that's going along along the course of a divine gender, and now the divine agenda, again, that word gender is coming out. Does somebody have some sort of a gender issue out here? Like, fix that, man. Like, that's so heavy that it's actually piercing through the reading. You need to get with that and figure out where you got a problem from that. That's therapy. End of story. Okay. Rebuke, 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 return to sender permanent. So there's some sort of divine agenda that's being fulfilled here, and it's going according to divine timing, is what I'm seeing, right? Some of you out here might be a time bender, which is beautiful because time bending is really unique. And remember, your clocks are all saying a different time right now, everywhere at the same time in the world. So is time real? No, it's construct of man. Okay, so there's something that's involving some sort of a prediction about this. This may go into some sort of biblical scripture or some sort of mythical lore that I know nothing of because I'm just moving in the energy of the moment. But this is how it came across, right? So if there's any sort of mythology that you have back out there from your ancestors that involves like a devil or a shaitan or a devil-like type of being and something of some sort of crustacean, I guess like I'm getting Scorpio, but also Scorpio represents, I believe it's like they usually put a lobster in the water, which again, a lobster and a scorpion are two totally different things that never made any sense to me. But this would actually involve like the scorpion itself, the ones that are in the desert that crawl up in your shoes at night. So your guides are saying that there may be some lore, some sort of myth, some sort of story out there that would help the collective if you could get it out. Um, your guides are also saying that you're about to be inspiring a huge swath of people. There's some sort of hope that you're bringing. There may be some sort of an air or an earth sign involved. The letter Z may be involved. You may have been asking a lot of questions recently about the why of life. You're being guided to work on your solar plexus chakra. You're being guided to use that life force energy to bring forth whatever it is that you're wanting, because whatever it is, it's been wanted for a really long time, your guides are saying, possibly with the V over here in the corner, 5 years or more, and you're about to achieve that life, but you can't give up hope at the last stretch of this particular race, if you will. So you need to stay inspired. You need to know that what it is that you're pursuing is huge and you will attain that. And to have some sort of faith in your victory is what your guides are saying. There is something that's coming forward that does have something to do with you moving in an energy of fear. So there's some sort of a holiday that may be important, but you may be in an energy of fearing of going out. You may not want to go out into the public for some reason. You may also think that this is some sort of a trick. So this may be some sort of providence that comes towards you. Maybe you applied for like, recently I just saw on my ads for football, like some sort of a contest and you could win. So if you did something like that, it's not a trick. It's actually that you won the contest is what I'm seeing here. So you guys are saying don't be in fear. Just definitely go out there and enjoy that because it's some sort of holiday and it's going to improve your mindset. The letter F and A may be involved. There's also somebody back here, what I'm seeing, who slid back, somebody who's trying to pull a trick on you. You may have exposed somebody not too long ago, recently, and now they're living in fear. They feel like they're being spied on or that you spied on them. And it could be that you just channeled this information, right? You may be somebody who's moving in a metaphysical master type of energy, and maybe you're able to just channel information. Maybe you're a psychic medium as well, or you're a tarot card reader, or you do some sort of light work or energy codes or Reiki healing or something to that effect, where you're just bringing forth some really deeply channeled information. Whatever it is that you brought forth recently, within the last 5, as we saw on the last card, your guides are saying that this individual thinks that you're spying on them. They don't realize that you literally pulled this information out of the ethers. So now I'm moving in the energy of clockwise, but starting from the back end. That would be the 9 going towards the 12th hour. If you're looking at a traditional Western clock from the United States, and your guides are saying there's something that you're doing, that you're moving from the past into the future. So this is a really important place for you to be in, to understand that this is the energy field and how it works. So they want you to always look at things from the back end at this point while you're moving forward on your pathway to success, and think about the past, like maybe 3 to 5 months, most definitely the last 3, and some of the decisions that you made and where you've had some success going forward. There's going to be some sort of a candid energy field out here. Somebody may be candid with you about how they feel towards you, with the heart chakra being lit up. They may have betrayed you in some way, and now they're feeling the weight of that. You seem to have been on an energy path where you were very focused and you were moving in spirit. And because of this, you were able to visualize a very strong future. A water or a fire sign may be involved, as well as the letter Q. You may have thought of this individual as being rude, and you didn't get betrayed by them because you were able to step out of the pathway of whatever setup there was that they were creating for you. However, for your guides is saying that this individual now wants to come forward because they did try and trick you in somehow, some way, by you seeing through their rude behavior and their controlling behavior. You actually proved to them that not everybody could be taken for the easy mark that they thought you were. Kudos to you, Scoops. Way to go. Again, the number 5 is coming up, and your guides are saying you've gained some sort of advantage in this situation. There's some sort of gossip that's going around about you. You may be from the LGBTQIA community. You may specifically be the ace in that community. This is some sort of a prophecy that has been foretold, your guides are saying. That's pretty interesting. Wasn't expecting to go there. The letters P and V may be involved, as well as an earth or an air sign. There may be some sort of point of view that's coming through some sort of ancient prophecy that you're bringing about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about you, right? You don't strike me as somebody who's moving in egotism, but there may be some sort of prophecy about your type of person who maybe is an ace and doesn't really care about many of the trappings of the society in the world. It could be that you've gained some sort of notoriety, some sort of infamy because of this, and you're working hard to bring forth some sort of message about children. Go you. Something here does have something to do with the prophecy of children in the future, and the color that we have here on the card is that deep violet, which would be the indigo children that we're talking about. You may be raising an indigo child. Your guides are saying that child will have the gift of prophecy. You guys are saying that there's something that was going on recently involving an water or a fire sign. There's some sort of shameful act or shaming act that was involving money, and your character was brought into question. But your guides are saying that you are ready for this. You would not be shut out in the cold. The letter K may be involved, and you used your intuition, you used your chakras in alignment. You definitely used your heart chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakra to navigate whatever this shameful or shaming practice was that was thrown at you. The Five of Coins in reverse also is indicating that you're not going to be left out in the cold. This would be some sort of judicious matter that's going to be put in fashion forward for you where you regain the money, right? So this matter could have been legal, or this manner of living could have been put upon you because somebody wanted you to feel shamed. Somebody wanted to believe you to be shameful, but you were ready for this. You knew that your integrity was going to be called into question, and that you would just have to fight against the trapping of money and not be gluttonous about money or greedy about money and chasing only after things of the world. And since you have this higher violet vibration, you may be moving in the energy of Saint Germain. You may be moving more in an energy of agape, of not being somebody who cleaves onto earth and earthly belongings. And that's actually worked out in your favor because you weren't shut out in the cold. These individuals and or groups, cult or coven, wanted you to feel like you were the victim of misfortune, all right? They may have been calling in some of your exes for an explanation or trying to get information on you and how you move, why you move, what you move. And your guides are saying that the letter E may be involved and the number 5, as well as the letter Z. This individual or this group and or organization wanted you to be proven as somebody who was not trustworthy, somebody who was cold, somebody who was not generous, and this would be their explanation for dividing you and pushing you out of some sort of money, some sort of property, some sort of inheritance that you deserve and you should have received by now. Your guides are saying that there's going to be some sort of call into account, possibly by an earth or an air sign within 5 to 10 from this reading. And again, you're not about to be left out in the cold, nor are you going to be shut down or shut out of your fortune. You're going to receive back that which you are owed, and it possibly could be double because the 5 goes to the 10. So they may have to pay back with grievance, right? With restitution as well, make up for what they did. Your guides are saying that this was some sort of treachery, some sort of trap, some sort of an issue that was going on because these individuals and this group and or organization, and remember, this could definitely be that you're up against the system. This could definitely be that you're up against some sort of legal or political organization. This situation is indicating that there was something about communication that was being overblown with the word blow here. Your guides are saying somebody was trying to be your group and or organization, cult or coven, was trying to be a voyeur into your life. You may be moving on a particular frequency that people are just being introduced now to, and they don't understand it. The letter P may be involved. So if you're dealing with any organizations, like Policia, right? That would definitely be an indication here that there was some sort of trap, treachery, or subterfuge that was set up for you, possibly back in June of last year. And somebody has been surveilling you and your behaviors for a very, very long time. We had the word bisexual come out earlier, and I'm thinking that there's something going on here. And we also had asexual come out. There could be something going on about your gender orientation. Again, don't pick that box. Prefer not to say. That's weird. Like, why do you need to do that? That's just a demographic surveillance tool, right? That means that they're trying to treat you as a demographic. You just want to be a person. You don't want to be identified, right? Because that's weird. It just feeds into the algorithms and it's not healthy for a free society. Your guides are saying that you may be introducing new ideas. Remember to look up the letter P in the alphabet and see what number it is, because that number in combination with 6 may have some sort of frequency that you should be listening to. That could be a binaural frequency, if you will, that might be healing to your throat chakra so that you're able to stand up for yourself and speak for yourself inside of whatever this trap, treachery, or subterfuge is that this group and or cult and or organization is trying to create for you. Your guides are saying that this is a tall demand for you because you're not somebody who's really giving, comparing yourself to others, nor are you somebody who's willing to sacrifice yourself for others. You're not a martyr. You're not a victim. That's very cool. You're a survivor. Your guides are saying that you have a lot of metaphysical ability. You're not superficial. People who are going to learn that what you put on yourself as far or self-direction is a tall order for many. So your guides are saying that you have a mission here that is demanding that you move in your integrity, that you move in your self-respect, that you actually respect your metaphysical abilities and you use them in the proper fashion, not just to gain the 9 deadly sins of the matrix, if you will. Your guides are saying that someone out here is trying to compare your sacrifice to other sacrifices that came before. Stop. That's don't do that. Everybody has their own path to walk. Everybody has their own spiritual direction that they're supposed to be open to. We all have a mission. We're all part of the puzzle, right? We each come in as a piece or a thread of the tapestry of humanity, and humanity's move forward towards a higher calling and hopefully to get off of this planet, Scoobs. Let's face it, this is not the end all be all. The letter O may be involved, and you may be moving away from other thinking modalities into quantum thinking. This is so that you can bring some sort of hearing gamifying resolution to conflict in the 2D or inside of the matrix, if you will. There's some sort of camera that's on you. They may be, tapping into your devices. They may be tapping into any sort of surveillance unit that you actually have in your home. If you've had a home surveillance unit in your home just installed, you may be finding information. If you go to look at your cameras, you may see something that is unexpected, so it may be important for you to make sure that you're paying attention to that footage, not putting it on your phone and making a cup of coffee and talking to a client. It may prove to be valuable what you might catch on that footage. Somebody is undecided in something that they want to do regarding a conflict, but you're in a position of strength. Your guides are saying that in the 2D, which is probably a lesser dimensional energy field than what we're dealing with right now, but it would be the basis of like energy. This is like, high voltage. This is like gamma rays, things like that. This would also be like 2D would be any sort of created artistic reality. So that would bring you into the metaverse and things that may be going on in the metaverse at the present moment, and the AI realms, if you will. So when you see 2D, that's what you should start thinking of. You should be thinking thinking 0 1s. You should be thinking the metaverse. You should be thinking AI and singularity, especially when they bring in the word quantum. There's something undecided, especially regarding some sort of camera use, maybe possibly in that particular realm. So be aware of this, that particular level of dimension of reality. So just be aware of that. Someone's undecided about the position of strength that they feel that you hold in a conflict. And your guides are saying that the devil is about to take down the scorpion because this is some sort of prophecy that's meant to happen and you will gain success. Well, that was a pretty roundabout. I would say extrapolate on everything: color, numbers. Make sure you juxtapose, make the letters be numbers, make the numbers be letters. There's some sort of cryptic message in that for you from your spiritual guides, spiritual guardians, angels, relatives, and ancestors. Make sure you tend to note colors and where they might be applying, not just to your chakra system, but they may be codings as well. And I don't know if there's any coding out there that actually does colors to letter ratio, but I would at least do the UGBIV spectrum of colors and see what you come up with as far as those letters, right? Roy G. Biv. All right, Scoops, I hope this gave you some insight. It was a pretty deep one. I hope that you have a most groovy day, and we will speak later. I spend you always clean energy, clear energy, pure energy, love energy. Namaste.